Western Spring Television, ours it is.
Out there, it is another time for the men to discuss issues as it concerns them. My name is MC Too Much, and this is Western Spring Television, channel 190, Star Times. And the name of this program is Men Uncut. I have the men seated already, and we are here to discuss issues together. We are looking for a way, a medium where we can involve those of us at home to be part of this program, either by commenting from the social media, or probably maybe we have all it takes, we can take calls from outside. But for now, it's just us discussing the issues that we have on ground. I welcome you once again, and today we have somebody new on set. I'll start with him. In the first episode, he'll be joining Men Uncut. I welcome DG Sunday. Good evening.
Well, yes, it's a pleasure to join Men Uncut. My first edition, my first episode here today. And, well, it's the first time, so let me say Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy.
And to our beautiful viewers out there. It's a pleasure to be on the show, and I'm very happy to be here.
So how has been your day?
Well, the pleasant, mammals also, like they're out on the street, How have we been out there, trying to do what it takes legitimately, actually, the legal things you are meant to do as a man.
I love the fact that you are saying legal things.
Yeah, of course.
Not just anything.
You can't just do anything and feel you want to make it. Once the hand of the Lord catches up with you, you have yourself to blame.
The hands of the Lord, the Lord.
The Lord. Before the Lord catches up with you,
the Lord
catches you first, and the Lord might catapult you to your Lord.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Welcome on set. Mr. T, the man with the cap of truth. The cap of truth.
The cap of truth.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm glad to be here once again to cut everything cuttable as it relates to man and relationship. Thank you.
All right, how did your day go, Mr.
Well, like every other day, you see, we are just beginning the year, and it's just like every other day. So I don't count New Year as anything special.
Just changing calendar.
Thank you. Of course, it's the same 24 hours. Your daily routine remains. You understand? So it's just the same thing to me. That's the fact.
All right. This program comes every Thursday, 8 p.m. on Western Spring Television, channel 190. And Mr. T is already doing justice to his drink already.
It's not meant to be.
True.
To be looked at. It's meant to be.
It's not meant to be looked at, but yes, for the discussion.
For the discussion.
Okay, short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing a very serious issue, people misinterpretation of a particular issue, responsibility, being responsible. We want to take it from the married angle. So when we come back, we'll relay the topic to you, and then the discussion will start. We're coming back. Welcome back to Men Uncut. Me and see so many people I say, according to you, it's meant to be taken out.
No, apart from that, the clear eye. Oh, wisdom no okay me. Just 6 minutes. Yeah, wisdom to me. Wisdom to me.
You don't affect his husband.
So, wisdom. I just smell now.
So, welcome back to the show. Many people have misconception when it comes to being responsible. Now, there was an argument, 2 persons were on this, talking about being married and being responsible. So now, as men, let us see it from our angle. Does being married makes you responsible? But before we dash into that topic, I want to talk about what is being responsible. When you say this person is responsible, what does that mean, Mr. T?
Now, being responsible, in my own understanding, means doing the right thing at the right time, not going to substance abuse, not doing what you're supposed to do, either for your extended family, immediate family, your place of work. You come to work late almost on a daily basis. You sleep out, you spend late hours coming back very late. These are part of what makes a man responsible or irresponsible. Yes, taking charge of what you ought to do at any particular point in time.
Doing what you ought to do at a particular point in time. Do you agree?
Well, yes, to some extent. He has actually been able to, like you mentioned, doing what is right at the right time without nobody supervising you, and also being able to take charge of your own life. According to dictionary.com, defines a responsible person as someone that is answerable, someone that is dependable, someone that is liable. So if you put these words alongside what Mr. Atis just said, it means the same thing. If you are a dependable person, if you are an answerable person that people can call on to and get solution to their problem, people can depend on, when people give you responsibility, because we are talking generally now, holistically now, we're not going into the marriage now. When people give you tasks, you are able to do it as and when you, even while you are not being supervised, and people can say, oh, Mr. T, you want to give him a task, I can vouch for him.
Even when you give that person tasks to go and steal.
I'm not talking in that perspective. Basically, I mentioned something while I was asking how my day went. Actually, I said everything that is backed up by the law, everything legal. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. So when they give you a task and you can do it as and when you, I think that sums you up as a responsible fellow.
Okay. Some people will say, I remember when I was still single. Some persons will say, go marry. Now, when I got married, now somebody said, now you don't be responsible.
Yes, sure.
Now,
that is sin.
Now, where will they go? Be this one. After marriage, somebody said, now you are responsible. Mr. T, being responsible, will you say when you are married, you are not responsible. Does that work together?
Oh boy. To me. To me, you see, this issue of marriage is an institution you go into with your background. If you are not responsible before going into marriage, you will not be responsible in marriage. Forget that.
But when people say you are not responsible, they're not talking about you have responsibility.
Thank you. That's what I want. Where I'm going. You see, there is a difference between you have responsibility. It's now that you are married, you have your wife to cater for, you have your children to cater for, you have your in-laws to provide for. That is, you have responsibilities. Sense no go kill me. You see, what I'm trying to say is, but being responsible is different from having responsibilities. As you get
being
married,
responsible is different from having
responsibilities. Wow. You see, when I talk about
you mean
now, your responsibilities are providing for your family, paying your bills, taking care of your children's needs. That's your responsibilities. Being responsible
does not mean you are responsible.
No, it doesn't mean. If we have guys that have a lot of money, they do that, and yet they come back late at night. They're always drunk. Do you understand? They don't have time for their children. They don't tell their children. That is irresponsibility on their part. See, this is a grammar. I talk about sense no will kill me. But what I'm trying to say is, when we see a man is not just providing for your family that makes you responsible. Do you attend your children end of term meeting or PTA meetings or whatever? You don't. You don't care what they do. You don't care how they even how they are faring in their school. And you pay their school fees. They go to the best school.
But if you are saying not doing this makes you irresponsible, now what happened to sharing duties or you delegating that duty to your wife? You see, because you don't have time. When you settle the bills,
when you don't have time, when you too much. When you don't have time, you delegate certain things to your wife. You don't delegate everything in your home to your wife.
Because you are paid bills.
Okay, that makes me responsible in my own context. Because you think your money will work for you. It doesn't work that way. You will have time for your children. You should have time for your children. You should have time for your wife.
So any man that does not have time for his children,
it's not only time, not only time. Making sure these children are brought up the right way. Now let me tell you, there are so many in India. They believe that getting married makes somebody responsible. And even if you look at it holistically, most people that you believe that push their son or daughter to get married to be responsible, within the next 6 months the marriage is broken. Because that irresponsibility that they brought in will still manifest in the marriage.
There was this video that we saw during the weekend, last week to the weekend, of a guy taking care of his baby or somebody's baby. He was smoking and giving the child to smoke.
That is irresponsibility for you.
But he had time. If that is his baby, he had time to play with
it. He has time. You see, we're not talking about time. Time is not the only thing. It's one of it. Okay. Now, when you're with a child and you're giving that child weed to smoke, or you're doing the wrong thing to that child, okay, is it marriage that brought about the weed smoking to the extent that he started giving the child weed to smoke? That is, he has been irresponsible before getting to marriage. And let me come out straight. You see, some people, when you get married, even that marriage will bring out the worst in you if you're not responsible. Sense no will kill me. You see, now I'm talking about when a guy is faced with certain marriage problems. Okay. The children are coming in. It's not easy to bring somebody in to live in your space.
Okay, Mr. D, I know you have a lot to say. I will take it to another angle when I'm coming back to you.
Thank you.
I will take it to the angle where some people say when you cheat, you are irresponsible. I want to know if a responsible man can cheat and still be responsible. DG, marriage. Some people say when you get married, you are now very responsible. While some persons have the opinion that even some single guys are more responsible than some married men.
Oh, well, thank you very much, MC Too Much. You see, one of the mistakes people make a lot is that, I like the fact that Mr. T mentioned that we always feel being responsible is all about provision of money. It goes beyond that. Yes, why provision of money, providing for your family is also part of it. Very, very genuine. Very, very important. But as a responsible man, it goes beyond that. And let me also say that most times it goes in context. For example, as a single guy, when you were not married yet, you can decide, okay, I'm not sleeping at home today. I don't have what I want to crash with Mr. T. Now that you are a married man, you have someone that you must talk to, even if you don't sleep at home tonight.
That's a reason.
Yeah,
a very
reason. Because you guys are partners, you are building a project together. So you must just so as a single guy, you can think about yourself alone. But when you are married, you can't think alone about yourself before you make any decision. You must think about your partner. And the moment a child comes in, you don't think about yourself alone. Again, think about the wife, think about the child. And he mentioned something that is really, really very germane. In this our generation, people really have time for their children again. And when we have problem from the smallest,
but will you term that as irresponsibility?
That's why
if I can provide some of these things and I don't have time.
MC Too Much. Like I mentioned earlier on, responsibility comes in context of like you have each different segments under the bigger topic being responsible. If you are responsible in terms of providing financially for your family and you lack in the area of, say, you have time for your family, that is also very, very important. That is why in church, when you want to marry, they will ask you, they will tell you that one of the reasons why marriage is not something you just decide because my friend is too much is married, I want to go and get married. It is something you deliberately say, I want to marry this because it is responsibility on its own.
Yes.
It is, because, I have a free life. I can decide I want to eat whatever today. I can decide I want to go to Mama Put tomorrow. But I got married. I can't think about myself alone again. What will my wife eat? How are we going to raise our children? And when the child comes in, how do we manage these children together? Because it has been proven over time that most of the rotten children we have in the societies start from the family. And that is a case of irresponsibility on the part of the parents. So responsibility is not just about, I don't want us to look at it like, so it's just when you can provide for your family. It goes beyond that. You mentioned something while he was making his first talk on the definition of responsibility that, you don't keep at night. Because you put someone at home. You don't just squander your money anyhow. Because there are people you must provide for at home. So it's a big thing. It's a big deal.
Now, the issue of the single guys, people will always feel, you are not responsible yet because you are not married. Do you think that statement make any sense?
To me, most times, single guys get angry when they hear that word. You are not responsible. I heard the word a lot, while I was still single. And I think people say that a lot because when they see you as a single guy, they believe that you are not answerable to anybody. Nobody is depending on you. You don't care if today you decide I want to crash with Mr. T, you crash there. If tomorrow you decide you want to crash with DG, you crash there. If next tomorrow, in fact, most single guys go and check them. Most of them, they just live their life anyhow.
But we still have some that still,
as a matter of fact, as we have some single guys that are very responsible, so we have some married men that are very, very irresponsible.
Yeah.
One thing about life, and I think the earlier we start seeing things from that perspective, is the better. Everything cannot be 100%. Even God that created us, some people still don't believe there is God anywhere. So it's life. That's the way God created. That's beauty. That's why I don't like it when people bring religious conversation into issues. Just imagine all of us in the world are Muslims. We won't enjoy ourselves. Just imagine of us are Christians.
The variety.
That's the beauty of creation.
There is joy in variety. But that does not apply to man. Saying there's joy.
We're talking about Sophie.
Okay, so like having so many of them, right?
Some people will take it. That they are joy in variety. But in this context,
I like the fact that you brought that into perspective so that someone will not be watching and say, okay, so
there is joy in variety.
Okay. I'm not talking about,
other variety. Variety, not variety.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is that you don't have 100% of everything. Yes, as much as we have some guys that are single and they still try as much as possible to be responsible, so as well we have men that are married financially, dependably, liable-wise, they are not responsible in any sense. What about men that the only thing he does in the family is just to give out the money? How the woman takes care of the children, he doesn't care.
Okay, let's see from this part, Mr. T. When the man has done all these things,
all which things?
Many of these things we mentioned. Gives attention to the family, draws money and take care of the bills, is there always, but sexually, the man is not fulfilling that duty.
You are not responsible.
Should we say he's not responsible?
Anyhow,
you
see, like the hunter will climb up. Mess. Now I bring confusion for flying. They don't know the direction of the mess. Where it's coming from?
Oh boy. According to what?
The sense of the Now, that question where you ask now about the whether you tried everything. You see,
now his duty. That's the other part.
Like I always say, there are always two sides of a thing. He's not good in satisfying the wife. Now, before you get into marriage, you will know the kind of woman you're getting to. If she's the hot type
that has high
libido, that you can, sexual compatibility counts.
Very, very important.
Before you go into it, if you know this woman have a high kind of libido,
but which is
they come.
Is it that the man should be high or the woman should be?
It better.
Which one?
Listen, it better make dog die for fowl house than dog would have fowl to die for dog house.
Break this down.
See, it's better for dog to die in a chicken's hut than a chicken to die, because definitely they will say it's the chicken that killed it. So in that context, I think it's better for the man to have a high libido than for the woman to have a higher,
because the woman can have
problem it will be, because the man will not satisfy her, and definitely like women they will.
But don't you also think that if the woman
cannot satisfy him,
if the woman cannot give in as much as he wants, there will be problem.
There may not be problem, my brother. The women know how to get it right.
I'm not here.
No, you see this cup of truth, whether you like it or not. Now, what we are looking at, we are not talking about men being responsible in marriage. Does marriage brings out the best in men or make them responsible, Abi? How about the ladies? Does marriage make them responsible?
Well, we are
discussing about the question. We are discussing about men, but we are talking about holistically. We just
You want to digress a bit?
No, I'm not digressing. I just want to touch a little bit of that side. Do you understand? When a woman is irresponsible ab initio, will marriage make her responsible?
No, if he didn't date, he didn't date.
If he didn't date,
it is not
you see why we're in trouble. We have a big problem here. Now, man, they talk about responsibility or not.
Don't you think sometimes some of these things are repairable? Like if there's anything like repairable, that is fixable.
Yes.
When you get married, you begin to see that the things you don't do before, you see yourself.
Like I
you
said,
relinquish some stuff. You be like,
yes.
Because
for how long, my brother? You see, we keep saying that I love you. For how long? When things start changing, will the love still be there? That is by the way. But what I'm trying to say is that you keep changing.
But the differs now.
Wait, you will come, you will talk your own.
I feel.
Wait now.
Are
you asking him or
when you get married, you know, some person can relinquish some stuff.
It's only temporal. To me, it's temporal. To me, it's temporal. By the time the kids start coming in, frustration of paying this bill, paying that bill, the guy will even go back. If it's somebody that smokes, he will go back and start smoking. Not only. I'm telling you the gospel truth. The truth. We are talking about the truth here. When a guy is irresponsible.
Now,
but marriage, you will pretend that you're responsible.
That guy that keeps late nights, don't you think when he gets married, there might be this sense of responsibility that will make him
drop? Who are you asking that question? You or myself?
Attitude. No, I'm just saying this generally. But before we react to this, we need to go on a very short break. It's still Men on Court. We'll be back. Thank you for staying tuned to us at Western Spring Television, channel 190 Star Times. The program is Men on Court, and the topic on ground today is: does marriage make anyone responsible?
Anyone. That was why I checked in the issue.
Anyone. But we're seeing it from the men's angle. Now,
this men show.
Abi, now.
No, we talk about the ladies, but they affect our life. Seriously.
So, are you saying some ladies will make some men become irresponsible?
Now, let me come out.
But there was a question I asked before. Now, you make me come out this other way.
Okay, ask him.
According to you,
I say, wisdom no okay me. Just go ahead. Ask the whole question where you ask. I know.
Okay. Some people, before they got married, they were keeping late night, hanging out a lot. But there's this abrupt change after marriage. Do you think such change is temporary, or is something that has come to stay?
Yeah, thank you very much, MC, too much. In some people's case, first let me make this known that in life, in some cases, nobody must be rigid. Most especially when you have plans of getting married, because you are getting married to someone that is coming from a different background entirely from you. She is also getting married to you. You were not brought up, even the children of the same father and mother. You have different views on issues. Do you get it? So you must not be very rigid on everything. Let me cite an example for you. While myself and my wife were still courting, she just called me one day and she said, "There is something you do that I don't like." That's why I'm always very, very personal about you looking deep into each other before you say I do. The reality is, if this woman doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean she will not work for another man.
Yes.
If this man doesn't work for you, he will definitely work for another woman. But if he or she is not compatible to you, please move.
Do not force it.
Do not force it. Because the moment you force it, you will pretend into the marriage, and like he mentioned, there is a limit to how you can pretend, because it's a deal.
But don't think some persons can make up their mind that I think I need to drop some of this habit.
That's why I said there are some people that have genuine change. My wife called me, see, I don't like this that you do. And I took it upon myself and said, okay, if I truly love this lady, because most times we just feel I love is just a word of mouth. No, love is an action word.
Action word.
You
must act it. You must not just say, because I love this woman, I just profess it by mouth. You must act it. Because I say I love this man, that means I love. No, you must act it. Now, so what am I saying is this. You want to get married to someone, and he or she tells you, I don't like this about you. If you truly and genuinely you love that person, be ready to drop that thing. However, we have, because in our generation now, we have a lot of people that pretend a lot. Let me cite an example for you. I was just I had some people having a discussion. This lady, pretended to be a good Muslim lady. She always is in niqab or hijab that they call it. Very cool girl. This guy also was looking for a very good Muslim lady, so they got married. She pretended for a month. After a month, she told the guy, "See, me and no feel do without going to club."
It means she has been doing that, but for the sake of the marriage.
That is why. See, in fact, if there is any time that you should look before you leap into marriage, it should be this our generation. We have a lot of people in church, and we deceive ourselves a lot. The moment someone can quote 2 or 3 Bible verses, the moment someone can speak in tongues, oh, Sister Dora is the best for me. Oh, Brother Deji is the best for me. Have you studied him? That is why we have a lot of women beaters now. That is why we have a lot of men beaters too. Men beaters, yes. We have issues like that now. Watch it. I used to have a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend before I got married.
That was when you were...
No. She was actually like the only girl I dated before my wife.
Wow.
I
agree with you. When I went to the every time you did there.
No. Wait.
According to waiting.
According to now, you know the problem I had with her. This my girl had everything. She was a very good lady. But the only point we couldn't meet, that we couldn't shift ground, was she was jealous to a fault. She can't
insecurity.
She can't afford to see me with another lady. She was jealous even of our own cousins, because I was friends with 3 of our own cousins.
Is she beautiful?
No, of course she has everything.
I'm sorry to ask. No, because some people have inferiority complex.
No.
They have this complex that
too much.
I don't have this.
Let me describe her now. Calm down.
She has
well structured.
Everything at the right place.
No, this is what they do.
Well structured.
Like,
as in, no, in all sincerity, beautiful.
Is an understatement.
Yes, and
let's go ahead.
Structure also that
we understand.
You get everything.
You get.
Ross, we understand.
I tried all we could.
You said I'm a fireman now. Why not be jealous?
No, handsome actually. Don't use fine for me. Because our people they talk say fireman now. Do you get now? So we try as much as to meet at a point on the issue of jealousy, but we couldn't. And I thought about it that the kind of job I do, the kind of things I do, it's not possible that women will not be around me. So this lady will not come and use hot temper, pour hot water on top person.
For your cousin, you laugh your cousin. So
we just had to go our separate way.
Just because of that, and something you cannot fix.
We couldn't fix it. And it was the best. She's happily married now. I'm happily married. We still speak. We still talk.
It's not a do or die affair.
That's what the people need to understand. But you want to force it. The moment you force it, you will pretend the highest you can do is 5 years in marriage, you will break up. So
thank you.
It must be a genuine change that this woman that I said I truly love, I must be able to shift ground for her. This man that I say I truly love, I must be able to genuinely shift ground.
Mr. T, there's a question I was supposed to ask. I think I will skip that. If some women bring out the irresponsibility in men, I don't know if we can talk about that, but somebody said that a man that cheats might not be irresponsible.
Might not be irresponsible.
Cheating doesn't make you responsible. Doesn't make you irresponsible.
Anyhow, we're Africans. If I say within my mind.
No. These men on court.
These men on court. Listen, I'm coming. You see, I'm warming up. Cheating in its own, as it is a wrong thing. Is a bad thing.
Okay.
It makes you irresponsible.
Okay.
Because you open your eyes, pick down the one
you want.
Now I'm coming on. Now you see another person. Ojukokoro ni wọ́n pè ní Yorùbá.
Wisdom.
What wisdom no okay. Why you go see that person you're cheating on? Who might go with that person now?
No, see. Why
I never talk finish. I never talk finish. MC too much.
Wait. The man, they do everything. But the only thing when we say, fit. He go settle house, but when he move,
see, we are Africans. Forget wife and man. They are not the same thing. I'll come to that. See, what I'm trying to say here is that if you want to bring a second wife home, bring a second wife home. Don't have side chicks for crying out loud. What do you want to gain from it? Now I'm coming on. We are Africans. I'm not soliciting for cheating. I don't like that. If you want a second wife, bring that wife home. One. Secondly, when you are going out with your wife, you should have known that this is not the right person. She cannot satisfy you one way or the other. So when you get married,
you agree that the beautiful ones are not yet born.
I know. They don't
beautiful ones day. So when you start seeing beautiful one now, it all means your wife is driving you crazy.
But what happens to the saying that men are moved by what they see, men are polygamous in nature. Men are polygamous in nature. When you see, you appreciate the good work of God. But remember the woman you have as well. Do you understand? But let us not miss this fact. There are times men go out because of their wife's attitude towards them. Okay, that man now, will you say is irresponsible?
Yes, I will say he's irresponsible.
That will lead us to what I mentioned.
Now, let me finish.
Like the woman brought irresponsible in. Is that what you say?
Listen, I'm a radical person and I keep saying it. I've said it many times. It's good maybe we have expiring date on marriage certificate. If not 5 years, it's subject to renewal. I didn't say you should. It's like a contract. If it's 5 years, if you want to renew it, you're enjoying it, you renew it to another 10 years. If you're not enjoying it, let's part our ways. Because this is what brings about killings of husband, wives poisoning their husband indirectly or directly, husbands beating their wife. So women are living in self-mortification. They enjoy, they say I can't leave that marriage because of my children. Some men are not good. Now, when you talk of these things, when you want to be responsible and your wife is making it possible for you to be responsible, then you have a problem.
When you want to be responsible and your wife wants to make you irresponsible,
like what they say,
pushing you to be violent.
When you decide to marry that girl, and there are certain things she doesn't like about you, you're ready to give it out, to give it up entirely because you want to please her and you want to be happy with her.
Okay.
But you find out that in the process, you find that you now see that woman pushing you to to doing that things you have said that you're not going to do. Especially what women do most is that when you get married to them, they now separate you from your friends. They don't want you to go out again.
Do you think they separate you from your friends? Do they do that consciously, or you are the one that is trying to, because of?
See, when you are courting, you see how
because of outings. Let me focus on.
What I'm saying is that when you were courting,
so that they don't go friends you back to the world.
When you are getting married, your friends supported you.
Okay.
So immediately you got married.
Now you want to,
no, they are no longer relevant in this guy's life.
We are
supposed to get everything.
Continue with this topic, but because of time, time is not a friend.
My wisdom still there. I never expose out.
We need to go. Deji, your parting words.
I want to thank you very much, MC Too Much. I think for every man out there, and even let's talk holistically now. Marriage is a serious business. See it as you are investing in a physical business. So it's your choice now if you wanted to fail or if you wanted to, survive. So whatever you think you want to be the end result of your marriage should be the energy you put into it. And I also encourage people that please don't just say because people are pushing you to go and marry and just pick any guy there. Marry someone that your energy matches each other. The person that your level of mumu matches each other.
Maybe now we move together.
Right? So for me, I believe the best place I can enjoy myself, the best place I can behave like a mumu is when I'm with my wife.
Okay. Thank you so very much, DG. Mr. T.
Yes, I still stand on the ground that if you are irresponsible before getting married, you will still remain irresponsible.
If you know day.
Yes.
So you don't believe in change?
Now, temporary change they happen. Along the line, it will still show. You see, you cannot sell monkey and buy gorilla and still expect the same change. You don't go understand. First, no go kill me. So, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that try to find the girl that you can tolerate her excesses. If you can tolerate her, because as the girl too, you should know the excesses of this guy and tolerate that person. Responsibility or irresponsibility is relative. It's not something
it's not status bound.
It's not status bound. It's not something you develop because you got married. Maturity makes you responsible. There are certain things you do on your own. You decide, I'm not doing this no more.
If I leave Mr. T, the wisdom where is it?
Too much.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate you sitting down there to see what we got here today. Thank you very much, Mr. T. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
My name is MC Too Much. Next week will be on another edition of your program, Men Uncut, Western Spring Television, Channel 190. See you next week.
Western Spain Television. Ours it is.